I guess unmuting the microphone would be good here. What's up, everybody? We're going to continue playing some Banner Saga tonight, and I'm testing out a few new things with the stream, including the new lighting, a new camera as well. So if you like it, don't like it, you know, let me know, because yeah, one of the things we're trying to do at the website is step up our stream quality, and obviously that means that my equipment has to get upgraded. So This is becoming kind of like my little guinea pig stream, to make sure that I've got the lighting in the office and everything set up properly. And the added benefit is my personal streams should start to look a little better. So I've got a new light up here. We've got a new camera as well. I went out and bought a GoPro for this. Not really recommended as like a webcam, but I was just thinking, you know, we've got other applications I can use it for. Like when I eventually start to be able to travel again for work, I need a camera for that. And I no longer have my old DSLR camera. And then I kind of rearranged some of the lights in my office. I don't quite like how the back wall looks, so I've got 2 more lights coming that are actually they're floodlights, of all things. Give you a little bit more of a look at the office itself. That's gonna change the look of everything in here. Actually, I just realized I could have done that with my phone. Let's go ahead and turn off the HUD again. So yeah, we're playing the Banner Saga, and last week, if you remember, we fought the dredge on the bridge in Einertoft. We fought them a couple times until finally Ivar convinced Jorindur, the king of the Varl, to let us destroy said bridge. And as a result, we fled. Yeah, so wider angle on the office here. I've got multiple lights set up in the office. Maybe I should level the camera a little bit. That's a treadmill, but I'm playing around with the lights in the background here to figure out like the best way to really make the corners and stuff pop. And I think personally I like the more narrow view, but it does, you know, limit how much you guys actually see of the tchotchkes and stuff in the office. So yeah, like I said, last week we fled Einertoft after fighting on the bridge. We finally got permission to blow the bridge up. We also discovered that Juno, the person who was with Ivan while we were playing as Hakon, we went to Ridgehorn. We found Ivan and Juno. Juno was dead. Ivan was barely alive. We rescued Ivan, brought him down, and fought the dredge, fought our way out. That was right before we found out that Grofheim was actually destroyed. And yeah, so we fled Einertoft with Rook, Alette, and their caravan, along with Ivar, as well as some more Varl that kind of picked up and followed Ivar as well. But we found out that Bellower, this big immortal Sunder dredge, was following us. And so we're basically trying to outrun him while meet Juno in Sigerholm, because we found out she's alive. She came to Ivan in a vision and told him to meet her in Sigerholm. We left last week having just made camp in Sigerholm with just a crap ton of people and Varl. So I guess let's go ahead and get started from there. Okay. So I forgot if we actually looked in the market first. We've only got 15 renown. Ooh. This would actually be good for Alette or Ordleif. Hey, Tang. Actually. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. We'll slap it on Alette, I think. And we'll put the other thing on Gunuf. What is this, though? Oh yeah, we got these two. +3 strength with Dunder's hand, but we don't have any I mean, Ivan is level 5, but he doesn't need the strength. Who I really need to give the strength to is Ivor, who's only freaking level 2 for some reason. Okay. Only like half here because modding for Minion Master's friend who won't go offline. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Yeah. You can always catch up on the VOD later, I guess. Okay. So I guess we're gonna rest. A scuffle has broken out in front of the houses. Thief shuts one of your people as a group of strangers flee from your camp. Oddleif is already running their direction. They took our supplies, you hear from nearby. So we can chase the thieves, try to talk it out with the locals, tell the caravan to get ready to leave immediately. I'm gonna say we chase the thieves down. Come on, you shout, and several join you in the chase. You wander onto a beach where some men have been waiting for you. Some terse words are exchanged about whether anything had been stolen or not. You don't see who draws the first weapon, but it ends the conversation dead. Oh, don't tell me I have to fight now. Yep, I gotta fight. Okay, so we're gonna take Alette out. Let's check out what Need can do. Poor humans. Pretty sure I'm gonna bone these guys with that. Oh, only one gonna hit. That's not as fun as it should be. No, Need! Don't die, Need! Wait, how did she die with just... Oh, she got hit by the other dude as well. Okay, well there goes Ivan. That's not cool. Level up. There we go. Let's mess him up, Gunolf. don't know why she's having a hard time hitting through their armor. These guys aren't dredge. I'm also a little shocked that she wasn't just killed by that. Oh, there we go. Okie doke. Yay, Ivor. Yay, Rook. Everybody else is dead. Or injured. That's no good. Thieves scatter pretty quickly when you start laying into them, but when you return to the caravan, you discover why. Even more supplies have gone missing since you rushed out to fight. Goodness. Okay. A random assortment of people from the caravan confront you. Listen, says one, we don't feel safe here. I don't know anything about menders or whatever, but we're going to leave and I hope you'll join us. Looks like a dozen people, farmers and fighters, feel the same way. I'm going to encourage them to stay. They make it very clear they're not interesting. They're not, I think that's a typo. They're not interested in discussing the issue, shaking their heads and setting out. Without the rest of the caravan ready to go, there's little you can do to stop them. You hope they make it, and that you haven't made a mistake yourself. We're gonna rest at least for a day. There we go. Got more morale, so I can, more renown, I mean, so I can buy more supplies. Replace some of the ones that were stolen. Let's see if we can level up Ivor now. Yes. Thank Christ. Okay, that's a strength resist. We need him level 5 to use those. So, we'll give him that. Rook, I think we can promote again. Yeah, no, level 5. But it takes 20 renown to do that. Oh yeah, Ivor's got points. Let's do that. Okay, so we need to rest one more day for Ivan. Okay. Okay. Rook, wait please, Ivan begs. She said she'd be here. We need her. You can tell he's terrified of leaving, as though he'd be giving up on Juno. Okay, so we can either tell Ivan, I'm sure she'll catch up with us. She's not coming. Okay, just a little longer. How would you guys proceed? Holy crap. According to my phone, on this day, 2 years ago, I was flying to Amsterdam. Alright then. I'm kind of leaning towards, I'm sure she'll catch up with us. We don't have a whole lot of supplies or the renown to buy more. I'm not quite sure where we're going to go after this. I know, Tang, you said you were only half here, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Ivan looks across the lake with a 1,000-mile stare. He says nothing. We've got problems, says Ivor. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it'll be slow going. We could try to float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or... yeah, we can't afford to stay. Or... we could just go around the whole thing, but no idea how long it'll take. So, this is an Oregon Trail moment. We could attempt to ford the river, you guys. Caulk the wagons and float across, which... we could pay some locals to help. Or we could detour around the flooding. We don't have the supplies to detour around the flooding. I think we have to get across somehow. I mean, this is quite... I said at the very beginning, this is like Viking Oregon Trail. This is quite literally Viking Oregon Trail right here. If the Oregon Trail has taught me anything, caulking the wagons and floating across is pretty okay. Fording the river with over 400 people is... we're bound to lose some people, right? I think we're bound to lose some people no matter what happens. But I'm thinking we caulk the wagons and float across. We don't have enough renown or supplies to pay locals. So I'm thinking that's kind of our only option here. You spend some time rigging the wagons to float on the water, sealing them with tree sap and whatever else you have on hand. The rest of the caravan finds anything they can float on, small boats or makeshift rafts. Some swim. With a deep breath, you set off from the bank. You do your best to float the various ragtag groups of your caravan across the muddy lake towards Beauregard. Things quickly go bad, between rafts pulling apart or people tipping into the murky water of the lake. Eventually you gather everyone up, but you've lost precious time and supplies in the bog. God dang it. Okay, so we went from 4 days to 1. We've just run out of supplies, you guys. The boy has gone missing from the caravan, along with a good number of supplies. The boy's younger brother begins to sob. Some men in the woods made us. They said we had to give them food, or they'd kill us. Don't tell nobody. My brother went over there. He points. So we can lead a search party? Yeah, crap, right? Lead a war party. Try to make trade for the boy. Send the younger brother an ambush on the next trade. See, the last one has, like, doom written all over it, right? We send the younger brother in, and he just gets slaughtered before we can do anything. God, I don't know on this one. If we lead a war party, I'm just assuming the kid's gonna get killed. I say we either... oh, excuse me. Whether lead a search party or try to make trade for the boy himself. But what do we have to trade? We have no supplies. Is the game smart enough for the script to realize that? That's kind of the question here for me, I guess. I'm gonna go with just simply leading a search party for now. Several clansmen join you in the direction the younger brother pointed. You find frantic tracks and eventually the boy's cold, dead body in the snow. They said tell nobody, one of the scout recalls. Heartless bastards. God damn it. Well, we've lost a young boy. We are literally starving. As you're about to pull off to sleep for the night, Onef pulls you aside. I have a couple of concerns I wanted to speak to you about, he says, in private. You find a quiet place to talk. What's on your mind? Rook says. How well do you know the people traveling with us? Onef replies. How many strangers are in the caravan now? Okay, who are you worried about? The group decides, not just me. We have picked up quite a few. Or, just get straight to the point. Is this about Akhil? I feel like just getting straight to the point. Is this about Akhil? That's an obvious example, he says. I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skogur, they're loyal. I mean, it seems pretty clear they'd die to protect you. I suppose I'd do the same, Rook replies. What about the Varl? You don't even know half of those warriors. You're telling me they have no problem following a man's orders now? After everything that happened at Einartoft? Okay, so we can reply with, they joined us voluntarily, which is true. I trust Ivor to handle it, which is also true. If they're willing to fight, it's worth the risk, which is true. Or we should be more cautious, which, I mean... no. I think out of anything, these guys signed up to follow Ivor, who follows me, so they kind of be kept in line because of Ivor. He's fearless, I'll give you that. But look at him, he's run ragged. He can't be there all the time. What are you trying to say, Onef? Is this going to become a racial thing? What happens the first time the Varl don't want to do what you tell them? If Krumr gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest, they could take this caravan by force any time if they wanted to. Okay, so we could agree with this entirely racial thing. What do you suggest? Just to find out a bit more about Onef's thoughts here. I've got no choice but to trust them, or simply say, they haven't. Which, I mean, is true. They haven't. I may wait for one of y'all to give a response on this one. Because I'm leaning towards just simply stating they haven't. Actually, while you guys vote on this, I'll be right back. I gotta grab something from my room. Okay, I'm gonna go with they haven't. That doesn't mean they won't. Okay, Onef, stop being racist. They're not the biggest problem, though. There's a mender with us, a mender who pulls lightning out of the sky and tells us what to do and where to go. Myself, I think we lucked out when his mentor didn't show up in Sigurholm. Ivan's just the apprentice. What in the depths is his master capable of? Think about it, Rook. What do you really know about Ivan? I know he's named after a famous artist. I heard they were found practically dead in the middle of nowhere when the dredge started showing up. Then an enormous serpent shows up at Einertoft after tearing the world in half, takes one look at Ivan and bolts. I mean, I feel like that would like make you want to keep him around, right? If the giant serpent who's trying to kill everything looks at him and leaves, don't you kind of want that serpent? Don't you kind of want that person with you at all times to make sure that that serpent doesn't come back, right? Suddenly they need our help instead of the Mender Council. No, Wolfing, you cannot sit in that chair. Lay down. How does that make any damn sense? You know what? You don't make any damn sense. So we could reply with, you make some valid points and follow down the racist path here. You might be distorting what happened, or Ivan could have taken control long before now. A shrewd man with ambitions can be very patient. Okay? I'm grateful for what you've done to get us this far, Rook. But it's always been about trust. I think it's time to part ways, so to speak. Nothing personal. Suddenly you gasp for air. When you look down, Onef is holding a knife buried deep in your ribs. Your vision blurs, and blood fills your sight. You gasp again. There's a bird whistle, and the camp becomes a blur of motion. Onef's fighters from Frostfeller leap into action, cutting people down. As Odaleif turns to fire on the men, Onef runs her through and pulls the blade from her back without even breaking his stride. She drops like a sack of flour. Onef heads straight for Alette, who freezes in unbridled terror. You rise to your feet through the pain. Odaleif is dead. Somehow you find the strength to cleave the nearest traitor in two, but you can't find the breath to shout. You think your lung might be punctured. Onef clutches Alette's wrist amidst the commotion and tosses her bow aside and pulls her into the deep woods. Her eyes meet yours across the campsite. No, her lips say, though you can't hear the woods. A dozen men appear between you as Ivor steps into view, as fearsome as you've ever seen him. Well, some shit just went down, you guys. What I should have done was had Ivan go first. I don't think I've ever actually had Odaleif die when I've played this. Well, that was a clusterfuck. Oh yeah, just continue to pummel the mender. That's fine. Ivan just gets wrecked every single time. Like, dude can't catch a break. My camera is too far away from my face. It's actually closer than the other one was. I'm not here to watch the game, you know? I'm also sitting back in my chair, so that's a thing. Really? Sit straight up and suffer. Nah, I'm okay. Let's go, Godolph. Pull your weight here. Yeah, I love this mic. I don't know what just happened, guys. Like, Alet's been captured. Onef betrayed us. Oddleif is just dead. Rook's been stabbed in the ribs. We have no supplies. Where is Alet? Shouts Ivor, tearing through the nearest bandit, but you're already hobbling into the deep woods where they disappeared, ignoring the battle raging behind you. In a haze of pain, you start to think you've lost their tracks. Then you hear Alet screaming in the distance, followed by silence. You tear through the trees. In a small clearing, Alet lies with her back against a tree. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried deep in his right eye, as if placed there by hand. She looks in your direction and then at Onef. I killed him, she says. Alet, are you alright? You cringe as much from the pain as the appearance of Alet after her bloody struggle with Onef. No, I'm not hurt. I had no choice. Dad, your chest. You're bleeding. Suddenly, she is at your side, putting pressure on the wound. I can fix this. Where's my needle? Oddleif! Anyone! Ivor! I found them. Just as your sight goes black, you see Ivan and Alet standing over you. He's going to make it, Alet asks. Your eyes open to the sound of Alet's voice. Normally, a wound like that... I only hope I did enough, says Ivan. I'll survive, Rook says. Dad! Alet stops herself from hugging your bandaged chest, pulling your head to her instead. The words come out easier than you expected. Oddleif? It's a good thing Ivan was here. She's going to pull through, though it was a nasty wound. Oh hey! Oddleif isn't dead. That's awesome! We managed to kill most of those traitorous sons of bitches, and the rest fled into the woods. There were a lot of people I couldn't save, Ivan says. You did everything you could, Ivan. Nobody expects you to raise the dead. Ivan frowns deeply, putting a hand to his forehead. Why did Oneif do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened. He had been planning it all along. I think that much is clear, Ivor says. Ekhil killed a good half dozen of Onef's men by himself. He told me Onef was running Frostfeller the whole time. He left Frostfeller behind when he saw a better opportunity. Guess that relationship is over. Ekhil was always just the barking dog you put into the yard to find out who your enemies are. It was no accident went after those of us from Skogar. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would fall in line, Rook says. Or worst, they take all the supplies for themselves and leave the rest as dredge bait. We have to be more careful. We can't just let anyone join the caravan anymore. Okay, so this is interesting, because Onef's whole argument was like this huge racial thing, right? We're letting in a ton of strangers. The Varl could turn on us at any instant. The fact that we have a mender with us who literally caused the serpent to, like, you know, run away. So Ivor is kind of echoing what Onef said himself, too. So we could just say, no, nothing changes, we're not like him. Where do you draw the line, Ivor? Or we'll be more cautious. I think number 2 kind of fits best how we've played Rook. I mean, I definitely don't want to go with the whole racial, you know, everybody needs to be, you know, this way in order to join the caravan. But I also don't want to just straight up say we'll be more cautious, because we've let almost everybody who's asked to be saved from the dredge to join us. So I'm thinking number 2 here. I don't know what y'all's thoughts might be. There's a couple of you out there watching. I know, Zero Cool, you just joined. In case you missed it, Onef, that dude who joined us way back at Frostfeller, betrayed us, stabbed Rook in the chest, almost killed Oddleif, kidnapped Alet, Alet killed him. We fought off his friends. We have 0 supplies, by the way, like none. The minute we're done with this entire cutscene and we start heading towards Boersgard, we've got like no supplies, so we're gonna start starving again here too. I'm saying 2. And yeah, it looks like you agree with me there, Zero. So let's just go 2. I don't know, Rook, Ivor replies. I really don't. None of this changes the fact that Bellower is out there somewhere following us. Oh yeah, by the way, we have this immortal Sunder following us this entire time. The swamp around Sigerholm might buy us sometime, but we've got to keep going. Your body aches all over, but Ivor's right. The road calls. The caravan is already starting to pack up camp. So let's go talk to Oddleif real quick. How's the wound? You notice Oddleif wince as she rises to greet you. It's doing a lot better, she says, standing tall, proud, hand on hip. When I saw it happen, I thought for sure... Well, I'm really glad you're... Would you have missed me, Rook? Oddleif responds. She smiles. Without Ivan, that's all you could have done. Instead, you'll have to put up with my crap a little longer. It still aches like you wouldn't believe, though. Oh, maybe you would. Heard you took a stabbing yourself. I guess things could have gone worse. Okay. Well, we just asked her how she was doing, so why don't we say, what do you think about the caravan? I mean, should we start kicking people out? You mean, should we start kicking people out? Oddleif responds. It's a tough one. Usually I'd be the first to give you a dirty look for suggesting it. On the other hand, I got a sword in my back. Odalife thinks for a long moment before sighing. Don't send anyone away. Just make sure nothing happens to Alette. Okay, thanks. I'll take you up on that. You know, you're welcome to keep me company. Bum, 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 bum. When I'm a little more awake, I mean. I'll talk to you later. He's setting something up there. Let's talk to Echiel. Look who it is. Still not dead. How are things, Rook? I can never guess with you, Echiel, Rook says. I heard you helped drive off the traitors when Onef attacked us. And it leaves me always wondering, what's your deal? I'm not so hard to understand. Why don't you try asking instead of telling? Why didn't you warn us about Onef? Didn't I? How many times did I have to call him a traitor before you got the message? What'd you want me to say? Watch out for Onef. He's going to murder your whole family. He didn't fill me in on the details. He was always like that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to convince you to off me. But listen, I don't need to know, so keep it to yourself. Why did you stick with him? I don't know, Rook. Family makes you do weird things. You know what the worst part is? We became kin when he married my sister. She died of fever one night. But she didn't. She wasn't sick. He killed her. I don't know why he did it. Maybe he just felt like it. I was so furious. I got so angry that I wanted him to beg. I could kill him without a second thought, but that wasn't enough. I wanted him to feel sick about it, puke his guts out. And somehow that turned into, over time, he never cared. And I gave up and I did what he wanted. Don't know how it happened. But when I attacked you in Frostfeather, guess I'll just say it wasn't my idea. Okay, I'm gonna tell him he's welcome to stay with us. Had no plans to go anywhere. So you're gonna let me walk around with my own axe and everything? It doesn't mean I'm not watching you, Rook says. I can accept that. You're a good man. And I need to get going, and Echiel says, and I need to take a piss. You're not the only busy man around here, you know. You shake your head as Echiel steps away from camp. We really need food, you guys. We have no supplies. People are starting to die of starvation. We've got poor morale, you guys. I guess Oregon trailing across the river did us like no good. A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches of blue model her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this as a woman. We could be in danger here, points out another. Okay, well, we can't stop because we have no supplies. So I'm just going to say keep moving, but let the healers tend to her. Fighters stay alert for any threat while the caravan moves on. The healers rub the girl's arms and legs under blankets, but to no avail. An hour later, one healer approaches you with tears in her eyes. She says nothing, only shakes her head. That's now 2 kids who have died tonight, by the way. But I think this is Bower's Guard, where we can potentially buy some supplies after going 5 days of starving. I think. Yep, we're stopping. Oh, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. I can't read tonight. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you. Okay, I'm spending all of the renown we have on supplies. Okay, I have no clue where we're going, by the way. We just got to Bower's Guard, I believe. I think No, we haven't got to Bowersgard. This is Reykjavik. Reykjavik. Reykjavik? I don't know. What started out as battlefields in the First Great War, Reykjavik transformed into farmland in peaceful times where the godstone of Bjorulf, god of the drink, seems to still have some influence over the fertile fields that yield a potent harvest, which gets sold in every corner of the land. Reykjavik's brews, it is said, are half the reason anyone still goes to Bowersgard these days. Okay, so we're heading here. We're at her. Oh wow, so yeah, we in the last week we've gone from Einartoft to Sigerholm, and now we're at Reykjavik. Okay. Well, we got 14 days worth of supplies. With our luck, we're gonna lose like all of them in like the first 5 minutes of setting sail. Or not setting sail, but leaving, you know what I mean. We've spent all of our renown, so we can't level up our characters right now. I think he said there was a godstone nearby, so I'm assuming we'll see that here soon. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. In the north, we have times like this, says one of the Varl. The other giants grin, raising tankards and horns of mead. Skál, they shout and make short work of their drinks, explaining that each person takes a drink when someone tells a story that is more miserable than the last. Others join them for the second round, and mead is passed your way. So we could either leave the others to the drinking game, or say this will only make things worse, or join the giants in drinking. We're going to join the giants. Last time we didn't join them. Taking the mead, you shout, Skál! The crowd cheers and laughter echoes through the camp for the hours as each person comes up with increasingly more absurd stories of woe. The Varl's remedy is a success, and the caravan is in a much better mood the following day, albeit hungover and with less mead than before. Yay! Now we only have weak morale, you guys. Oh yeah, Godstone right there. Look at that. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at their ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear without a word. So we can either offer some kind of trade for the livestock, intimidate the farmer into giving you the livestock. We can tell him come with us, it's not safe here, or just leave the farmers and their animals alone. Given our luck with supplies, I think we either have to try to trade, intimidate, or tell them to come with us. I don't think we can just leave this. I'm kind of leaning towards 3, because that's a bit more like how we've played Rook. But at the same time, we did kind of just take a sword in the back. So maybe we offer some kind of trade. I'm going to say 1. No big surprise you'd be more interested in the animals than me and mine, he says and spits. The answer's no, and I'll have these men watching you so none of my livestock just happens to follow you away. So we can threaten the farmer. We should have just offered for them to come with us. Okay, we're not gonna kill them. We're not gonna threaten them. We're just gonna leave them alone. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense in fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around the clansmen. But the caravan is once again moving. Another godstone, you guys. I love these godstones in this game. The imposing godstone of Bjorulf approaches. His severe visage makes it feel like he's watching you, even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. In fact, in honor of Bjorulf, some of the caravan crack kegs of mead and wine before anyone can stop them. To the only god that matters, they shout. Everyone drinks, and you're glad for the merriment that has swept over the caravan. Inspect the godstone. You look up at the godstone. Bjorulf's head, surrounded by images of casks and drinking horns. Though he was always depicted as being stern, Bjorulf was one of the most popular gods of men in Varl, the one who taught them how to brew. It seems like more than coincidence that the long fields around Bjorulf's stone have always been excellent for growing anything you could need for a good drink. You accept the mead being offered to you and settle in to enjoy one of the few times you felt good since leaving Skogr. Somehow, despite everything that's happened, you're able to let it go for a short while. As the hour becomes late, the caravan is eventually ready to get back on the road. The day by Bjorulf's stone is one of the few memories that hasn't been tarnished by the specter of bad fortune, you think to yourself. Okay, I think this is Beauregard. No, this is Reynivik. I thought we already got there. A group of men with broad shoulders and thick cloaks approach the caravan. They might be outlaws, you hear them nearby, and the idea quickly ripples to the clansmen. One of the strangers approaches, saying, "We've run out of food, and any help would be welcome." His hard eyes reveal nothing of his motivations. You consider how to approach this. So we can offer them no food, but inform them of the dredge, ask them how they came to be here, fight with us and earn your food, decline to help the strangers, offer them a few days worth of supplies. 5 is right out, as Brother Maynard would say, from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I think because of what happened with Onef, it either needs to be... I mean, we could have them fight with us, but that entire encounter where we literally had to fight off an armed rebellion within our own caravan has kind of got me completely shaken here. Offer no food, but inform them of the dredge. Ask them how they came to be here. Fight with us and earn your food, or decline to help them at all. I feel like if we decline them, they're going to attack us, right? I think that's just a given at this point. I'm going to ask them how they came to be here. The men get nervous and reveal sturdy weapons. Your warriors step forward until the leader holds out his hand, saying loudly, "The last group to ask us questions tried to kill us. Tried. Let's keep this simple. Will you help us or not?" Fight with us and earn your food. God damn it. The men look surprised by your offer. In short order, they join the caravan and start sharing tales and drinks. Unfortunately, it is less than a day later that you discover they vanished along with a sizable portion of your supplies. Okay, well, we're about to... Damn it, we have no renown. I was about to say, we're about to hit Reykjavik.
Is more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields, it is barely even that anymore.
Reykjavik comes and goes as a long series of farmhouses abandoned and crawling with dredge. The farmers have probably already fled to Bower's Guard. You try to hurry past, but are eventually spotted. Dredge are ambling in your direction. "What is that?" points out Oddleif, up near one of the longhouses. In the distance, a large person, clothes seemingly covered in blood, is cursing loudly and stumbling about. He staggers into a longhouse, laughing. The dredge heading your direction turn back. Roaring, they begin to pound on the longhouse door. They seem to be holding a grudge against this particular person. You doubt the door will hold long. So we can leave to help. Well, we can leave quickly while our luck holds. We can rush in to help this person, or we can lead the dredge away from him entirely. I kind of want to fight, simply because we need renown to buy supplies at the next town. And I don't know if there's another fight coming up, right? So I'm kind of leaning towards rushing in to help, because they're distracted as well, so we might actually have an advantage here. So I think I'm going to go with that unless you guys say otherwise. I'll give it another few seconds because I know there's a delay. Meanwhile, I'll just take my blood sugar real quick. I've eaten kind of like crap all weekend, so gotta get back at it. Yep, it is pretty high right now. Okay, we're gonna rush in to help. Against my better judgment, we should probably do something, you say. The others agree, even though it means putting them all at risk. As you quietly approach, the dredge have managed to splinter the door and break through. "Hey!" shouts a Varl wearing all red, standing on the other side of the dredge. "Came all the way up here just for me?" He seems unconcerned about the dredge as he hoists his enormous sword. Yay, Elizabeth's back! Sigbjorn. We've got Rook. We'll go ahead and throw in Alette. Ivor. Eyvind. And Gunnulf. Okay. Ooh. Can almost kill him with just that one hit. I'm down with that. Same here. I can dig it. You're hitting... Yep, they're hitting Eyvind. Because why else? Whom else would they hit? Mess him up, Ivor. I can at least hit him. Kill him. Are those dropping? Okay, that's fine. Just mess him up, Rook. I should have let Alette get that kill. Yep. They really like messing up Gunnulf. Well, there goes Ivan. Nope. Somehow he's still alive. Why am I smirking? I got a very good text. Apparently I just killed my own guy. That's a thing. I totally didn't realize that Gunnulf was at the diagonal. Let's get Alette out of the way. Alright, yeah, he's dead. And we'll pillage. Yeah, I think this is over. I think it's Alette can kill him on the next turn. Yep. Only lost 2 dudes, and one of them I killed myself. God, the animated fighting is so gross. Welcome to my mead house, Sigbjorn's House of Mead, Sigbjorn says. Wasn't expecting a Varl this far south, Ivor says. Or this drunk. I can see that. The people are huddled in corners of the mead hall, looking on with uneasiness. Who are all those? Who are you people? No, they're friends. They made this place. It's not really mine, Sigbjorn says. You lured Dredge back to a room full of unarmed people? What is wrong with you? Rook says. Come on, I saved everyone in here. They shared some fine drink. The best drink. Wait, I was saving your ass. Remember that part? If I knew you'd come up here, you could have told me. What do we do with this guy? I totally heard Meat House. I have been misspeaking all night long. So we could say we're not getting involved. Anyone here is welcome to join us. Or, how much meat is left? I feel like I would ask that last one. If my blood sugar wasn't so high right now, I would go get a drink. But instead, after the stream, I'll be hitting my treadmill. This is what I get, though, for eating 2 churros with my daughter. The townspeople will show you a huge stack of barrels filled with quality mead and help you haul them back to the caravan. I'll miss this place. Good memories. So we just got 20 supplies added, which think balls. With some help, you gather up the casks of mead and head back to the caravan, Sigbjorn and the other survivors in tow. The caravan gives the boisterous Varl a large berth as you set out for Boersgard. Reynevik. What did I do? Sigbjorn wakes in a pool of his own sick. Why am I surrounded by small people? The other clansmen let him sleep off his drunken stupor on the ground, and this morning he's paying the price. So we can help him recover, post some guards nearby just in case, leave and make sure he doesn't follow. I'm gonna say we help him recover. Reluctantly, your clansmen offer any food and drink they can scrounge together for the moaning Varl. One offers thin mead, he pushes it away. In fact, take this away from me, he says, handing you his massive mead stein. Eventually, Sigbjorn comes to you. I won't get into details, he says. I was supposed to bring those casks from Reynevik back to Boersgard. I drank maybe half, by accident. Point is, Sigbjorn continues, you don't tell anybody what happened, and I won't tell anybody about the mead you got, okay? Trust me on this one. You agree and get back to travel. Sigbjorn's gonna be trouble, you guys. I can see it now. How long will it take to get to Boersgard? We got 3 days of supplies left, even after getting the stuff from there. The caravan consists of more clansmen than you ever expected. Accusation of stolen chickens, missing heirlooms, concerns over daughters' virtues are the sort of things. Holy crap, you guys! Are the sorts of things you hear relentlessly. Even fighters complain of spreading too thin to protect everyone. So we can carry on and put up with it. Try to address the major issues. Try to keep people useful and too busy for petty squabbles. Form a council to handle these problems, or split the caravan. I'll let you guys discuss this. I'll be right back.